How are you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So I wanted to touch on regarding The Last of Us Part 2, the Collector's Edition. Guys, mind you, maybe a couple weeks ago, we have finally got an opportunity of seeing what the Collector Edition will have, and I was really hyped up for it, and I was like, already had my mind set up. I'm going to be making this purchase. Well, firstly, of course, I had to pre-order the Collector Edition first because, well, it is pretty damn limited. And long story short, I'm going to get into it. Basically, I was waiting a couple of days from then on because we, unfortunately, in Europe, and that specifically I'm talking about in Spain. Now, I do know there are a lot of other people out there, and such as you guys as well. You already perhaps even pre-ordered the game, or maybe the Collector Edition, maybe I should emphasize, or perhaps you gone with different edition overall. In America, yes, there's also an Ellie's edition. Europe, unfortunately, did not get that an opportunity, but again, it is still, there's a possibility it could come to Europe. Maybe there's already some places in Europe that you will be able to get the Ellie's edition. I'm talking about specifically the Collector's Edition because in Spain we don't have anything like as an Ellie's edition. So I was going to get the Collector's Edition of this game because, you know, mind you, I fucking love The Last of Us game. And The Last of Us Part 2, I'm hyped as F. And yes, I'm definitely looking forward to it, no matter what. And so I was really considering and thinking about getting the Collector Edition. And at this point, you know, when it was announced, that's it. I was going to get it straight away. Not an issue at all. As I mentioned already, a couple days and couple weeks, in fact, have passed. And Amazon.es is in Spanish Amazon. By the way, guys, why I'm talking in Spain? Because I live in Spain. That's why I was going to get this Collector Edition in Spain. Now, I do know you can get this maybe say in different parts of Europe, or perhaps maybe you could get it even in America, but again, this will take way too damn long for it to arrive to me. Obviously, it can take up to weeks and some ends, but you know, you're waiting for the game, it's coming out in February, and yet I'm have to wait a couple more weeks just to play it. No, you know, it's obviously not. It's not a good idea, obviously, right? Like, you want to get the hands on the game and play it as soon as possible. You don't want to wait until it arrives. So that kind of sucks in some cases, of course. And I've decided to basically wait it out and see when this Collector Edition will pop up on perhaps on Game Store, or online, so I could purchase it online again, or Amazon, right? Those two are the best viable options to go purchasing anything that you want physically of the game and having ordered to you to your place. Obviously, it will take some time for the shipment. It can take a couple of hours or even just a day, so that's okay. I can definitely wait that out. It's not a problem. But, you know, Collector Edition is a big thing. I'm a bit of a collector. I'm a sucker for it, right? I have already quite a few. I have Bloodborne. I'm about to get Sekiro. I love that game. And, you know, Dark Souls as such. Like, I got so many more. Watch Dogs 2 is an example. Destiny as well. Destiny 2 should be more precise, actually. And yes, The Witcher 3 as well, Assassin's Creed. I've got plenty of these sort of the Collector Edition statues. The Last of Us Part 2 was going to be my next stop, and after that, of course, it would have been Cyberpunk 2077. But yes, I already have pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077, the Collector Edition, mind you, and that's already guaranteed to getting in my hands. And by the way, I got it in Spain, so that's awesome. So I'm going to get it like within a couple of hours or days. Well, a day, I should say. And that's awesome. Cannot wait for that. But yes, back on my main topic in hand, The Last of Us Part 2, the Collector Edition. So I waited a couple of days, and on the very same day, pretty much I'm not too sure, a week later or so, I had to actually go on a vacation. If you guys did not know, I was out on vacation. I went to Greece, and I was out, well, just a little bit more than a week. You might have already known about this, but anyway, I came back, and a day later, I decided to look up online and see if, just, you know, for interest rate anyway, if the Collector Edition was in the store, so I could perhaps pre-order it. But at that point, I was already like, you know, I didn't really care too much about it any longer. Right, this actually happened yesterday, but that feeling kind of like, oh, I don't care about this Collector Edition shit anymore. So basically, I looked up, and to my surprise, yes, it's up. And so, perhaps it was already up for a couple of days at this point, but I'm looking at it, and then that looks, obviously, it's going to be it's going to be sold out, obviously. And as I mentioned, this is a very limited quantities that you can get the game, the Collector Edition to be more specifically. And I was like, Okay, I'm sick of this shit. I don't know what. I'm just gonna get the standard edition of the game. I'm not gonna bother with any of these special editions for The Last of Us Part 2. I'm not gonna bother with it. You know, I'm just like, I was so pissed off about this. You know, like, come on. Like, you know, why couldn't it have been already in the stores on a day when they announced the collector edition and this? So we could pre-order back then and when, right? Why did we have to wait for so many weeks, not days, weeks, mind you, until we get our an opportunity of pre-ordering a damn game? I've actually also mentioned it on my separate video regarding the collector edition of The Last of Us Part 2. I was like, you know, very ecstatically waiting for it, and now I'm just like, I don't give a shit about it, like, completely. You know, you get that feeling you just want something and yet you wait for so damn long, you just completely lose the interest. You know, it's the same thing when you listen to the music again and again and again, but you just get sick of it, even though you thought this was the best tune you ever heard. Or as an example, you draw up an image, you look up on it, and perhaps you hang it up on the wall. You're looking at it for a time being, and you're like, I'm getting sick of this, you know, a couple of weeks on end, and you're like, oh, I'm sick of this shit, you know, like, as an example. It's the same thing with video games. Maybe you play through and you finish it, and then you're like, I've done everything I wanted, I've done way too much, and I'm sick of this shit. I want to play something else, or I just want to take a break, you know, as an example. Even though Last of Us Collector Edition, like, you know, it's not exactly the identical thing I should be giving a comparison to, but because it's not like I was looking at this Collector Edition day end and day on, and so... like a couple of hours and everything like that. I did think about it just occasionally, but not all the time, but yet I just still completely lost interest to it. And I don't know, like, I mean, it's definitely worth the price compared to the Cyberpunk's one, but I can also definitely assure you and guarantee you that the Cyberpunk Collector Edition will be far better with the quality wise. No, well, the price point already says it all, and especially the close-up look at the Collector Edition I've got an opportunity of seeing. So, you know, only locked that opinion about the collector edition that for the Cyberpunk that I'm definitely gonna be very ecstatic when I'll get it in my hands. The Last of Us Part 2, I'm still a little bit hesitant about it, right? You know, there's always a chance that Ellie and the statue, the figurine, because I'm all about that, guys. I'm very, you know, hesitant about it that her face will look anything like Ellie, or perhaps, you know, looks like a somewhat painted shittily, like, because, you know, there's always a budget-wise that these guys that will be able to do sort of this statue, right? The statues, okay? That's why I'm just like, oh, okay. I really wanted to see a close-up look to it first, to her face. That's an extremely important feature of the figurines in my book. The Witcher, the Assassin's Creed, they look phenomenal, the ones I've got. The Watch Dogs as well, even though Watch Dogs, he kind of covers his face. Bloodborne as well, he kind of covers his face. Well, that's the figurine that I've got anyway. So, you know, I'm all about that. The face is the most important feature I need in any of the figurines of the collector edition or whatnot that if I would want to be purchasing. That's important. Now, okay, this is very important. I have to make this clear. I'm gonna say one more time. I'm not saying that the game is going to be garbage. Holy God, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the collector edition, I'm a little bit hesitant about it, the figurine, just that, but I just completely lost interest to it. So I'm gonna get the standard edition of the game. I'm not gonna bother with any other editions, just a simple game. Maybe it's just a wiser choice as well. You know, you keep your money as well. So maybe it is a wiser choice again. But still, I wanted to emphasize this one more time. I'm not saying the game is going to be bad, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm sure the game is going to be phenomenal. And that's my opinion, okay? I have to make this as clear abundantly as possible, because I know a lot of people are going to be very, like, you know, not so happy to hear me say something negative about The Last of Us Part 2, because guys, holy shit, I know The Last of Us Part 2 is getting so much hype right now. Of all the PlayStation exclusives, this is the most hyped right now at the moment. Like, even more surpasses the Death Stranding. Well, that's again, opinionated thought. Well, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I see you guys all later, and have a good one.